dance. We're going into the panic live dance. I don't even know what my computer's doing. Anyway, I think we're already live, but now I just want to restart for consistency's purposes. So doing the live dance, doing the live dance, doing the live dance. And okay, we're really live.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to MECS, Magic, and Mayhem interviews with sci-fi and fantasy authors. I am your host, Edie Sky, and you guys know Marisa by this point. For the most part, I think, because you've been on here a million times.
I do.
But Marisa has a new book coming out in two weeks. Yeah, it's super soon. And we are going to be talking about A Plague of Magic today. And so I'm going to have Marisa introduce herself. But before I have her do that, you know, the usual podcast stuff. If you have any fun at all while you're watching us, please be sure to like, subscribe. I don't know where you're watching, but there's a button somewhere around this screen. Go do the thing on the button. Also, we're going to be giving away a signed copy of A Plague of Magic after this podcast. And so if you want to try to win that, there will be a comment or there'll be something in the chat, in the comments for you to click on and go fill that out. I'm also going to have links to Marisa's book. I'm also going to have links to Bane books because this is a Bane book. Yes. And so they are allowing me to stream on their channels. And so long story short, go buy all the things and enter to win all the things.
All the things.
But while I am putting all the things in the comments, Marisa, tell us who you are, what you write, and any fun stuff you want to say to occupy the time while I'm copying.
Yes. Okay. I got you. Okay. Hello. I am Marisa Wolf. I write science fiction and fantasy that ends in hope. And that is the only promise I will make you. It will end in hope. I have no guarantees about the path we take to get to that end. Hooray. So there you go. This particular book is an exception to every other book I have ever written, and that it lived in my head in one form or another for about 4 years. There was a real life thing that popped up in my head, not my head, my Facebook feed, and therefore rooted in my head when I was on deadline for an entirely different project. And it sort of infected the back of my brain since. And if you want me to be real honest, it probably goes back about 20 years when I accidentally stumbled into a Fae jewelry shop.
Okay, I need context. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to tell this story. Yes, tell it now.
Okay. So once upon a time, I was young and adorable and 24, and I was a teacher in Louisiana. And a friend of mine who was also young and adorable and 24 and a teacher in Louisiana, we went to a teacher conference. We taught in Baton Rouge. We went to this conference in New Orleans. And as 24-year-olds, 23-year-olds are wont to do sometimes, we wandered one morning away from the conference into the French Quarter, which was beautiful and lovely. And we're looking in the windows because not a lot of things were open. But there's this gorgeous, just like so many sparkly gems in the window jewelry shop. And so we're stopped to like look at the shiny things that we couldn't afford because we were teachers in Louisiana and 23 or 24. And this lovely gentleman, I cannot tell you what he looked like. I just know he was a slightly older gentleman. He like waved enthusiastically for us to come inside. And we're like, oh no, we can't afford anything in this place. It's, you know, it's the dark wood. It's like established centuries ago. Like it's just full of beautiful, fine jewelry. And we're like, no. And he's like, come in. So in we go. And he proceeds to tell us about this brand new gem they have, which is a color changing sapphire. And he's like, here, put them on. So he loads us down with rings, necklaces. I don't think he gave us any earrings, but like bracelets. So we are dripping in gems. And then he's like, okay, go step outside. And we're like, this is a trap. This is a sting. We're going to get arrested. We're going to get tased. Like, what is even happening? And he's like, you have to see how it changes in the sun. And we're like, sir, we are teachers. Like, we can't afford a single thing. And he's like, that won't always be true. Very seriously. And we're like, okay. So we go outside, and indeed, these color changing sapphires change color in the sun. Like, they are so beautiful. We are obsessed. We're like staring at each other. We're staring at ourselves. We're preening in the window, and we're outside in the streets of New Orleans, like waiting to be tackled, but we don't get tackled. So we go back inside and like reluctantly give all of the gems back. And we're like, oh my God, this would be amazing. He's like, you'll be back. And we're like, probably, yeah, someday. And so we troop out and we have our little morning. We go back to our conference. We go back to teaching. And the next time I go to New Orleans, I'm like, I'm going to just stop in. I still can't afford anything, but I want to see stuff. That place was gone, y'all. Like, it was gone. That was 2003, 2004. I have been unable to find it since. It wasn't like Katrina wiped it away or anything. That was before Katrina. It is gone. And I've
Whoa.
looked online. I have looked every single time I've gone to New Orleans. I actually asked my friend probably 10 years ago now, and I was like, do you remember, like, did I make this place up? And she's like, oh my God, I thought I was crazy. I can't find it. It doesn't exist. The Fae.
Yeah, there was no way that place was of this earth.
Nope. Nope. But
Oh my
someday, from the way he said it, like, that won't always be true. I assume I will see him one day when I can afford to buy some sort of beautiful thing. And this book is part of it. So y'all buy this book so I can go back to the Fae store.
Yes,
buy
the book so we can get the continuation of this story. It's like, I haven't even finished the book yet, but it's like, I need a sequel to this book, but I also need a sequel to this story particularly, guys. So go buy her book. We have it in our power to make this well enough you can buy these things.
You can make
we gotta summon this Fae man back.
But like politely.
Oh my gosh.
Politely.
That's so cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Now I'm like doubly excited about this book. So speaking of said book,
yes,
tell us the basic premise of A Plague of Magic.
The basic premise can be summed up by the tagline right on the book, which is a big score, a little dragon, and a whole lot of trouble. So I will tell you, it started in my head as a fun heist novel. That is not what it is. So it will end in hope. I promise you. Enjoy the journey. Cima didn't. So it's basically a gang of thieves who stumble into the score of a lifetime in a world where magic has been outlawed for centuries because it kind of ended the world once. It's fine. Civilization came back.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, the planet's still there. People, some small amount of people survived. It's fine. But you know, when you find an abandoned treasure in a basement in a haunted part of the city that's been abandoned for almost as long as since the world ended, maybe think it through before you take pieces and like sell them. But they don't.
Maybe think it through, but they don't. I feel like it's the thing that has led to so many fantastic and chaotic stories. So yes. I have to say, the first I heard about this book was you told me you had written it, and you told me that it had arcane vibes.
Melissa told you it had arcane vibes.
Anyone who knows me knows that is the fastest way to get me interested in anything. Like, arcane is my thing, and if you mention arcane to me at a con, it is like you have unlocked the sleeper agent inside me, and I will go like feral for it. But anyway, so for viewers who are also feral for arcane, just like me,
yes,
how are they similar?
Okay, so I will say this is Melissa Oltoff's brilliant brain. Once she said it, I was like, ooh, I was re-binging season 1 while I was writing this. This is fair. So this is accidental, but real. So you definitely have there's one city, but it is split. You've got the haves and you've got the have-nots, and the have-nots are just doing what they need to do to survive. And if that means breaking the laws of the haves, all right, so what? So you've got like that kind of underworld, undercity piece. It is very street level fantasy. So everything, Cima is our main character. She is a street rat. She grew up by the skin of her teeth because of her found family. She is not super worldly. She knows very few people in her city know of anything outside of her city, but she is really like neighborhood focused. Like, this is what she knows. Mm-hmm. This is what she loves. There is some, I'm not going to say, we don't have like a Jinx Vi thing going on. Mm-hmm. There isn't like a deep rupture of a city, but there is something that threatens her family very, very deeply, and she needs to decide what to do about it. And some of her family take that more seriously than others.
Yes.
So
I'm not far in at this point. I didn't get to read nearly as much as I wanted to before the podcast, but even with the little part that I've read, the found family vibe is definitely already there, and the arcane vibe is definitely there too, because I opened this and read the first scene and I was like, hell yeah, this is episode 1. Like, I'm picturing everything as if it's animated by Studio Fortiche now. So
right. That would be amazing. Yeah.
That's what it looks like in my head now. And so, but yeah, the vibes, the arcane vibes are absolutely there. And I already love it. So good. So speaking of which, let's hear a bit about the gang. So tell us a bit about Cima. Tell us a bit about the others. Yeah. And I want to hear about MECHS too, primarily because I was reading last night and I read the part like right after they've made their score and they're trying to figure out how much everything is worth, and they go to the tavern. and the taverner's really, really excitable for some reason. And you go and you find out that Mish has basically plopped down this ruby in front of everyone, and like, I'm gonna buy drinks for everyone. And I'm like, they're trying to keep this secret. This is not how you keep this secret. God damn it, Mish.
Yeah, that's Mish.
and
that's Mish.
I want to shake this little guy, but
right.
But so
right?
it's oh yeah, it's one of those. I've had a lot of situations recently because I read at night.
Yeah.
And I always read at stupid hours of the night. And I always have to contain myself because I always reach a point where I just want to scream at the book while my husband is asleep next to me. And it just takes all of my power. And God damn it, Mish was the moment in this book. And so I was just radiating.
I cackled though. So I get this. Please, as you continue to read, if you continue to read, whatever, please continue to send me your all caps responses to things. Such delight in my heart.
Oh, definitely. I definitely will. All my responses to everything are all caps.
I mean, I am an unhinged person. It's true. So yes. So the found family. So you've got Cima. Cima is our point of view character. She's, I guess we'll say, protagonist. She's the person we're following and rooting. I hope rooting for. So the thieves are slightly aging out. Thieves is a young person's game when you're very small and very flexible, and they are somewhere. It is very vague because, again, street rats. You don't get a lot of time to celebrate birthdays when you're growing up that way. So they're somewhere in their 20s. Terrio might be getting close to her 30s, and they're like, this is maybe not a sustainable life anymore. So you've got Cima. She is ADHD up the wazoo. And like, I hope that is clear really early. Like, what was I thinking about? What was happening? Where am I? But also, these two facts that you all think are unrelated are totally related. And here's the meaning I've put together, and here's why. Like, it's her superpower, but also all the things that come with it. So she is very, very smart, but has no interest in being in charge. And so she's not really the leader of the crew. Her big sister, Terrio, is the mom of the group, and she is the leader of the group. Terrio is eldest daughter from top to bottom. So all the things you can imagine about any stereotype of an eldest daughter, that's our girl. Ackles is the sister of Cima's soul. She is our sunshine character. I love her so much. My editor, Griffin Barber, who I cannot emphasize enough, is a very serious, I'm very man. He's hilarious. He's not very serious, but like, he's very much like, he likes what he likes. He's so great. He's so insightful. And really early on, he put a comment on one of Ackles' lines. And he was like, if anything happens to her, I'm killing everybody and then myself. Like, don't you hurt my perfect angel. Like, she's the best and I love her.
Melissa's in the chat. Hey, Melissa.
Hi,
Melissa. I freaking love Terrio. I do too.
Yeah. Says a fellow eldest daughter. Yes. So those are our girls. And then what crew would be complete without some good dudes and brothers? You've got Gowdy, who is the strength. And he is not dumb, but he values not peace, I guess. He wants everybody to be warm, and he wants everybody to be comfortable, and he just wants them to also be happy and content. And again, they live a street rat life, so that's hard. But that's like his goal is always. And he also really loves a dirty toast. Those are like his jams right there. Like, I want everybody to be happy and cared for and loved. I'm big and strong. Also, here's this really ridiculous dirty toast I just came up with. So fun. And then Mish is the perpetual little brother. He is so full of himself and so cocky and such a little shit. But also, right, so loyal and so brave and so wonderful, and often the humor and the love that keeps like the bonds between them great, but then also like, don't take that too seriously because he's gonna make fun of you and then like cartwheel away like a jerk.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely get that vibe from Mish. Like, Mish is one of those characters that I already love, but I do want to strangle him like a lot. Like, it's if
that's our boy.
Evenly divided. And we have Melissa in the chat again, says Ackles is like distilled sunshine in a person. That's a good description.
Thanks, Melissa.
And by the way, everybody, when you're watching, if you have any questions for Marisa, put them in the chat. We'll get to them, and we're just gonna hang out and have a bunch of fun.
So it might just be us, but here we are.
So, all right, and I think we've covered everyone in the gang, right?
Yes, that's the gang.
So now we're going to move on to a new segment of my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And so one thing I've started asking authors, I have 3 little questions you can choose from or do all of them or whatever.
Yeah.
I have authors choose describe their stuff in 5 words or less. I have them give me a single line that is meant to grab the reader's attention, like a single out of context crazy line. And then I give them the option of reading a single scene that is meant to absolutely make the reader go, yes, I need more of this. And the reason why I do that is because in my own marketing, I found that those are the things that work, like short attention getters. Like whenever I first released Titan Mage, I came up with all these complicated ways to boast about the world building and make everything like just to show off how complicated it could be and whatnot. No, the thing that sells it is hot girls and giant robots.
I mean,
sometimes it is the dumbest 5 words you come up with. And frankly, that's how marketing works. Like all of my marketing successes have happened whenever I've gotten tired and exasperated of doing all the complicated things. And then I just go, screw it, we're doing this. And then whatever I did is the thing that takes off. So all that said, I think you wanted to do all 3, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm ready.
All right. Melissa's in the chat again, says, spoilers, readers absolutely need more of this book. So I'm like 25 pages in and I already want more of this book. So, all right, let's start with the 5 words.
Okay. I just did 5 separate words because I kept trying to come up with phrases and they were too long. So I've got thieves, treasure, horror, hope, yikes.
I love the yikes. I think, okay, so we've covered the first 2.
Yeah.
I think with your earlier description, where does the horror come in?
So I would like to point out the title of this book is a plague.
You're right. Yes.
Of magic. Yeah. So in this world, which is not our world at all, this isn't like a secret second London or a secret history. This is a whole other world. So in this world, only magic can spark magic. So somebody cannot just be like walking down the street one day and suddenly develop magic. They have to spark against something magical, basically.
Ooh.
And magic, you may have heard me mention, has been outlawed for like 400 years, roughly. It's hard to count after an apocalypse because, again, it ended the world. So there's not a lot of or any background magic. So if you come into contact with any kind of magic, it is going to take you over like a wildfire. And by wildfire, I mean supernova. I mean, it's going to be real hard to survive. But again, magic sparks magic. And so while you're dying in a fire, you've now infected.
Oh, okay.
So magic is not nice. Magic does not reason. Magic is real hard to control. It just is. It's like, I think when I was writing it, I was thinking a lot of that little web cartoon that's the skeleton Santa. And somebody comes up and they're like, did you just give that little kid a sword? And he's like, yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's not safe. And the skeleton Santa's like, it's a sword. It's not meant to be safe. Magic. Magic is not meant to be safe, my loves, and it is not in this world. And again, I'm gonna just emphasize magic, treasure, abandoned, haunted corner of the city. Magic has been outlawed for a really long time. Our characters should think and don't, and here we are. Maybe that's what it should be. Characters should think, don't. Maybe that's my 5 words. But
yes, there you go. There's your marketing copy.
There it is, done. Yeah, I love it. So that's the answer. Yeah, so that horror.
I feel like in the horror, we have also covered the yikes.
Yikes.
Is there additional yikes?
So you're 25 pages in. Did you note that when Cima touched the treasure, she got like an injury, a small injury?
Yes, I've been looking at that. It's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with this injury? Because it keeps coming up.
It does.
I haven't reached the explanation for it yet.
Yeah, it's coming. You're not far out. Yes, and it should. That's a bit of the yikes right there. I will tell you a character there are 2 characters you have not met who are very, very important to the story. One is Harvin. He is an agent of the council. You will meet him very soon. You're getting pretty close to him. The other is Yagan. He is a very tiny, very angry dragon.
Yes! I was about to ask, where does the dragon come in?
Yep. And
we've got Richard Hopkins and Gamora 12 in the comments saying that the
is Discworld. Thank you.
Pretending to be the Hogfather, yes, and then Skeleton Santa is Death from Discworld, one of the best fantasy series by Terry Pratchett. I concur, you guys.
Yes.
Everybody watching this podcast, if you have for some reason never read Terry Pratchett, you need to, well, not stop right now because you're going to watch this right now, but after the podcast is over, you need to go find some Terry Pratchett. And Hogfather is an excellent one.
Yes, it's one of the ones I haven't read. I've read 10 of them, I think. And last year, one of the books, Humble Bundle maybe, did all of them. You could buy all 42, 36. I don't know.
We're going to talk about Terry Pratchett right now, and then we're going to go back to dragons because heck yes, Terry Pratchett. What was your first Terry Pratchett book?
Guards.
Tell me about that one because I have not read that one, surprisingly. Is that the first Night Watch book?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Sure. Yeah, it was because I didn't start because then I had to go. Okay. So when I was growing up, I was limited to whatever my library had or the used bookstore had. Did not have a ton of disposable income. I could not read as much as I wanted. So library, used bookstores. So I never read anything in order. I never had any idea how things were connected. It was all magic to me. And I read, was it Mort? The one where Death Takes a Holiday?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And Guards. I bought them both because they were those like really bright covers at the time. And then I think I read Guards first because it had an exclamation point on it. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And so it's the first Night Watch book. It's so freaking good. I was a teenager, maybe 13, 14, I don't know. And I was like, I want to read all of this forever. And then it took a really long time. And then I was like, wait, I have another one. And then I read Mort. I love Death in the Sandman. I found her at a very pivotal time of my teenage angsty life, and she's perfect. But Discworld Death, Terry Pratchett's death, is the death I hope I meet when I'm an old lady comfortable in my bed.
Yep.
I love him so much.
That character is so fantastically written.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Ugh. So I have all of the books, but they're stuck on my computer because I can't move them onto my Kindle because of proprietary bullshit. So eventually I will get to read them all.
Yes.
I love Terry Pratchett. Please read him. He's so funny and so deep. And one of the reasons I majored in English was his like, please go find the actual quote because he is much more brilliant than a distilled version you're going to get through me. But it was basically like somebody was like, why write fantasy literature and blah, 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 blah. He's like, because it's what made us human. These were the first stories we told. Why wouldn't I write it? It's the most important thing we have. And I was like, oh my God, I love you so much.
Yes. My first was, I did not even know who Terry Pratchett was or what the Discworld series was before I started this. And I want to say I read it when I was also a teenager. But my first was Monstrous Regiment. And if you haven't read Monstrous Regiment, it starts out with a very familiar premise. Main character wants to go off to war, but she's a girl, so she has to disguise herself as a boy. And then, goes to war. And I don't want to spoil it because the spoiler, like the thing that makes the book so charming is a massive spoiler, but it develops in a very Pratchett-esque way. And by the end of the book, like I was just fallen over laughing from how well constructed it was. Because one of the things that I really, really like about Terry Pratchett is he takes very familiar concepts, like the girl disguising herself as a guy to be a soldier or whatever, and then he just pushes them as far as they can possibly go and as cleverly as they can possibly go. And I love all of the crazy twists and whatnot. It's simultaneously very familiar and yet very original at the same time. Though I do have to say that my favorite Pratchett character became Moist von Lipwig. And I will always be sad that he created that character close to the end of his life because I want to say we only got 3 or 4 Moist von Lipwig books. But that character is a con man who basically gets he has a choice. He can either be executed or he can be recruited to do this thing, and usually it's government associated work. And because he's a con man, he's uniquely suited to make it work.
Oh my gosh.
And so there's one book where he fixes the post office. There's another one where that has to deal with the management of currency. It's so good.
Amazing.
I love how he handled that character. And I have not read a single book by Terry Pratchett that I've disliked.
I agree. And I think of little snapshots of his ability to just show you the human condition, like his bit about boots. It's one of the Night Watch books about like a rich man's I used that when I was fundraising for nonprofits. I freaking used that all the time. I was like, do you know how expensive it is to be poor? Like, let's talk about, actually, Terry Pratchett can tell you about it.
Yep.
Here we go.
He can say it better than we can.
Yes.
The thing that impresses me about Terry Pratchett is I do remember that there were some books that I read when he was getting close to the end of his life, and I enjoyed them less than previous ones because you could tell he was in decline. But the thing about Terry Pratchett, he writes better books when his brain is in decline than some of us write with fully functioning brains. And that tells you everything you need to know about his writing. Like he is masterful. Man. And I love Terry Pratchett.
Yeah, me too. And I'm so glad Skeleton. Thank you, both Richard and Gamora. Like, I knew it was more than a webcomic, but I don't know that I ever placed it. And of course, that's what it is. Thank you.
All right. This podcast is about your book, though. So now we're going to talk about dragons. Tell me about the baby dragon.
No, I'm not saying he's a baby.
Oh, he's just tiny?
He's tiny. So he's like
That's even better. He's like a cat-sized dragon.
Yeah, he's tiny. And he has very, very good reasons for being tiny and being angry. And basically, it is connected to what I was telling you about magic. There's not a lot of magic. There's not a lot of ambient magic in the world. And so a creature that is magic is probably just going to try to sleep through that dumb age of humanity. Like, we're just going to, no, thank you. But then he gets woken up. Characters should think, definitely don't. That's it. I'm so glad we got here together. Or characters should think, don't, yikes. We'll keep yikes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. All right.
I love him. I love Yagan. He's cranky the whole time. I love him so much.
So how does the story develop around him? Because I know that there is a dragon in this book, and I know that he is significant in this book.
Yes. Yeah.
But is it a spoiler to say more?
A little bit. Yeah, I know. But we will say. So I will read from that when I do my reading. It's just the first.
Oh yeah, page. Yes, we do have the two other prompts. Don't
we got it. It's good. Don't worry. We'll get there. It's just the first page. It is not long. And it's oh no, it's fine. We can talk more about the dragon first because I love him. But basically, Cima's gonna discover a treasure. What is another great word for a treasure?
A hoard?
Yeah.
Oh, did she find his hoard? Oh my gosh.
So, but more things happen. Chaos ensues. Things burn down. It's fine. It's normal. It's normal magic stuff. It's totally, I will tell you, I had my very first Publishers Weekly review on this book, and they leaned hard on the found family. They really enjoyed it, which made me really happy because that is, I would say, a hallmark of my work. And also the chaos that ensues. So
found family and chaos are two of my favorite things in books. So like, even if I wasn't already reading this, I'm all
that would do it. I love it. So chaos, much wow.
Yes.
Well, do you want the reading first, or do you want the unhinged out of context line?
Let's do the reading first.
Okay. I posted it, you guys. But then I have to get to my post-it. Okay. Cima didn't always make bad choices. She didn't always fall through rotten floors in long abandoned houses either, but it had been that kind of month. As she lay on her back, abandoned by air, light, and good sense, she took stock of her limbs and resources. They numbered about the same and were in equally abused condition. Her breath came back in ragged bursts, and her shaky arms refused to cooperate. Rather than risk either, she rolled to one side, paused, and tensed her midsection in order to sit up. A safer course of action than an attempt to stand before she could be sure of what happened. Nothing seemed broken or irreparably damaged, so she decided not to feel for free-flowing blood and shoved the pain aside. The more pressing issue was the fact that she was now under a house, in the utter quiet of deep night, in a forbidden quarter of the city. You could have done anything else. Her thought rang too loudly in her head without any external stimulus to take up the space. She willed her eyes to adjust to non-existent light, then squeezed them closed when it didn't work. It made for no discernible difference whatsoever. Cima didn't have to scavenge like a thief in the middle of the night. Not anymore. She could have done plenty of other things. Take on more of the legitimate scavenger subcontracts. Return to actual thieving through the city's richer streets. Stow away on a boat in the harbor. Become a milk porter. An ice chipper. Pick one of the sorts of jobs that had their own normal mortal risks. But no, she listened to a soothsayer, talked her friends into madness, crept through the Ladau's quarters' ancient streets, and got eaten by a house.
Yes, I love the line you ended on. It's such a good opening because it's like you have you as the reader are being introduced to this fantasy world through a character who is literally stumbling around in the dark in the lower level of a house she's just fallen through. And I love the absolute mystery of it because later she also encounters that door. Which has its own little oddness going on.
It's a little bit of a smug door.
It's such a good opening.
Thank you.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you so much.
But now we come to the out of context sentence. Which sentence did you choose?
So, okay, I'm just going to read it. Here we go. A deep tearing sound heralded his jacket. No, his shoulder ripping, followed by a great deal of chaos.
Oh, that's a good sentence.
Thank you.
Where in the book is that? Because I need to read faster to get to it.
It's right here.
Right in the middle. Okay.
Yep.
Then I have a ways to go.
It's page 190. Deep tearing sound. That's great. Also, this is one that my editor was like, that is disgusting. I'm going to put it into the game that I am DMing immediately. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's like I'm intrigued, but also I can feel it in my own shoulder. I'm one of those readers or media engagers in general where when a character gets hurt or I see something break or something when I'm watching TV, it's like I can almost feel it, and it's just it's yes.
Yes.
But it also makes for really, really evocative writing and a really, really evocative entertainment experience. So,
excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Who was your favorite character to write?
Oh man, probably Yagan. He's a dragon. Like, when is dragon not the answer?
Exactly.
But yeah, right. But of the gang, probably Ackles. I love her a lot.
She's so good.
She's so good.
She makes me feel all cozy whenever she's in the scene.
Yes,
like, I feel like things cannot go wrong around Ackles, even though things obviously do. But she's gonna make them okay.
Yeah, She is. She radiates warmth. She is just a deeply lovely, good person. We love her.
She's like a warm blanket of a character. I love those.
Me too. I love a sunshine character.
Especially when you have stories where stuff gets hard. Like whenever the characters are struggling through things, it's always really nice to have those characters who show up and this is going to be a if not a relaxing scene, there's at least going to be a relaxing presence in it to give you a little bit of comfort after your characters have gone through crap.
Gone through it, yes. And the thing I love, and this I will tell you. So originally, this story was just going to be Cima. She was not going to have a gang. She was not going to have a family, and it wasn't working. And then I was like, oh, it's because she needs to have these people for various reasons, which we will not go into currently. But then I had to realize who they were because she was so clear in my head. She had lived in my head for a couple of years. So at that point, I had to stop and write different scenes. I actually think I asked you and some of the other ladies in one of our group chats, and I was like, what do you guys do? And you and Shammy and some other folks were just like, write little snippets, not things that will ever go in the book, but write snippets between them. And Ackles immediately solidified. And she, I can take no credit for anything else that happened because Ackles is a full-on, she is a person who lives in my head now. And she is the sunshine character who will put a knife through your hand to protect her sister.
Yes.
No question asked.
I love those combinations.
With a smile on her face. Anyway, I love her. Oh, thanks, Melissa.
Who would you say was the most challenging character to write?
Okay, so you have not met him yet. He is actually our second point of view character. Here's a secret, internet friends. I was 70,000 words, aka halfway through the book, before I realized I needed a second point of view character. Because for capital R reasons, Cima doesn't always get to see the immediate aftermath of the things that are going down.
Ooh.
Very important reasons. But the reader needed to see those things to understand what was happening. So here comes Harvin, who was always going to be a character in the book. He was not going to be a point of view character, and then he had to be. And I was like, oh no. So again, Harvin, he is an agent of the council, and he is the enforcer. He is the one who moves in the night and does the things that have to be done. He has a very black and white view of the world. and he will achieve his goals by all means, like ends justify the means, no matter what. And I needed him to check out as a dude. I needed him to check out as a law enforcement flexible sort of person, and as like, yeah, he has feelings, yeah, he's a human, but goals above all. And so I took a lot of time with him, and again, I was halfway through the book when I had to get fully into his head and not just like how Cima saw him. So that was tricky because it meant a lot to me. So I don't know if you can tell, I'm a lady. I have always been a lady. I am very much girl coded. And so almost all of my main protagonists are women, because I am one and I get them. And my male characters matter, and they are important, and they are never to be just shoved aside so that the girls can shine. I hate that so much.
Yeah, that's one of my least favorite new tropes. I can't stand it.
I hate it. Like, it gives me okay. So I hate it. We've established. But I hadn't had a lot of them as main characters. Or if I had, they were aliens, so it's fine. Like, I could do whatever I wanted. You know, they weren't like human men, so it's cool. Harvin's a real human dude. I mean, as real as he can be in my head. And so I needed him to be right. And I was so nervous to ask Griffin if he worked. And Griffin said yes. He checked all the boxes. So yeah, we got dude approval up in here. And it mattered because this book doesn't exist without Harvin as a point of view character. So I wouldn't say he was the hardest to write, but he was the one I put the most pressure on myself to get right. So
what's, if you can reveal it without giving away spoilers, what was your favorite scene to write?
Okay, there is a scene. So there is no romance in this book. Cima does not have time for any of that. The world is, yeah, things are happening really
He's got
fast.
a tiny dragon to deal with. I mean, that's reasonable. No time for romance when you got a little dragon.
Dragon, plague, magic is bad. So she's no time. But she does have this ex who happens to run the entire underworld. And I thought he was going to be just a little throwaway. I didn't even know he was her ex. I was like, here's just this guy that she's got to meet with to do this thing. No spoilers. But then he showed up and I was like, oh, this is
one of those.
Yup. And every single piece fell into place. He was very clear. He will play a bigger role in the future. He's also the point of view character of the free short story on Baen.com called Undercurrents, which you can check out for free. I love him. There is a scene between the two of them that Griffin, his editorial note was fan, self, and lady. And that Melissa said made her kick her feet. And I love it. So it's tension. Like, again, there's no romance in this book, but there is tension and there is unspeakable, I'm not going to say yearning, but history.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's almost better than complicated romance, though. Oh my gosh. It's like that. The thing that makes romance in general work is the anticipation.
Yeah.
And unspeakable yearning is nothing but anticipation.
I love it. It's almost the scene I read, but there's spoilers and stuff, but I was real proud because so I wrote this scene. It was real late. Most of this book I wrote real late. It's fine. But it was real late. And I sent it to Melissa specifically because she reads a ton of amazing romance. She writes amazing romance. Like she's just so great at this. And so I sent it to her and I was like, I need you to check me. Do not cheerlead. Like take off your cheerleader hat. Give me your like badass author hat. This is either the best thing I've ever written or it's trash. And there's no in between. And I have no idea what it is. And the all caps comments I got back.
Yes.
So
you've succeeded when all the comments are in all caps.
Yeah, they made me so happy.
Easy shorthand.
Yeah. So that is my favorite scene. And then there's another like very trippy scene that I almost took out, but I was like, this is going to be really important in the future. So. All
right. Now, DragonCon is coming up. And if I recall correctly, you have a book that's up for a Dragon Award.
Oh my God, I do. Well, the cover. Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so best illustrated cover. Tell us about that though, because Dragon Con is coming up. What is it, like this coming week, right?
This coming weekend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not right
and
now.
so for those who are unfamiliar with the Dragon Awards, well, I did a big podcast about it last
Yes.
week, so like
We'll
go
watch
watch
it.
that.
It's
But the
awesome.
short version of it is that the Dragon Awards are a fan-selected award bestowed by Dragon Con, and so it is literally from the ground up. Fans do the nominations, and once the nominations are established, fans go in and vote for the final winners.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to put the link to it in the comments. But if you haven't voted yet, I think you have until what, the Friday before Dragon Con? Yeah, like you have like right until Dragon Con starts to get your vote in. So obviously go vote for Marisa's cover. But Marisa, tell us about the book and tell us about the cover.
Yes, this is my second year in a row with a cool freaking ass Sam Kennedy cover. So last year was Beyond Enemies, which was my debut Bane novel. And this year it is Blood of Her Father that I wrote with the fabulous Casey Ezel in her Ashes of Ventiscia space opera world. I love this book so much. It is a stacked category, y'all. Like, just go look up all those covers. There's a Michael Whalen cover. There's a Sam Kennedy cover. There's a Pierluigi Abendaza cover. There's a Kurt Miller cover. Like, they're so good. Every one of those covers is gorgeous. Go vote with your heart. But why you should think about this one. So this book, Blood of Her Father, is the story of, standard young queen, her evil stepmother. Or is she? So it's a coming of age for Asone, a queen whose really cruel, really awful, really terrible father died and left his bastard daughter as queen. His beautiful young wife, who managed to survive the murder of that king, but can't ever be allowed to have a child because yikes. I was so excited about it. I knocked my earphone right out of my ear. So that's how you know. Anyway, it's a super, super fun story. Casey and I wrote this in like 5 weeks because we had so much fun writing together. And it's like our 5th or 6th book together. So it is so much fun. I love these women. I love their relationship. And it really is like, who do you trust when you're a queen and you are surrounded? You can't see it unless I think you get the book. You can a little bit see it. So the full art, the back cover, there is a man with a very wicked knife.
Ooh, I see now.
Yeah. So you've got like the cool city, you've got the queen, but then you've got this dude. So like her seat is not secure. And what's going to happen? So I really love this book and this cover. Sam Kennedy is amazing.
So good luck in the Dragon Awards. I mean, good luck to everybody in the Dragon Awards, but especially to my friends.
Yes, of which are almost all in the illustrated cover category too.
Do we want to talk about the little fantasy gather scavenger hunt we're doing?
We should talk about that.
Okay, yes. So and I will leave the filling in of details to you because I'm not going to be at Dragon Con, so I leave it to the other feral ladies to get my stuff distributed.
Yes. We got you. We got you.
So we're doing a little scavenger hunt activity where basically you get a card, or I think there's also an app that we're going to. Yeah, there's also an app that we can have, and you do a bunch of little tasks around the fantasy gather, and then once you fill up your card, you can get a little gift basket or a little gift pack that all of us have contributed stuff to, and so it's just a fun little activity. It's only running during the fantasy gather, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And when is the fantasy gather?
Friday night between 8 and midnight.
Yeah, and for those who are unfamiliar with it, explain what the fantasy gather is.
Oh my goodness, I love it. So the Fantasy Gather was put together by the track director of the fantasy track at Dragon Con, Seska Smalls. She's freaking amazing. And so if you've been to a con before, you've seen like Author's Alley. It's kind of like what Dragon Con can do for that, because there's the huge dealer hall, there's the 5 hotels, there's everything everywhere. Can't really have an Author's Alley, but for one night, you can come meet about 100 authors who are scattered around these tables. And all have their books, and you can talk to them and you can get books. You can do scavenger hunts and get prizes. There's music, there's bar. I think there's 2 bars now. And you can wander. It's so much fun. I have seen people go through with, I can't even show you how big the stacks are. Like, know that my hands are off camera on both sides. People just buy stacks of books because you buy them from the author, you get them signed, you wander around. Like, oh my God, it's so much fun. It's 4 hours. So you don't have to be there for 4 hours, but you might want to. You can come in at any point and pick up books or just talk to people, take pictures, whatever you want to do. A lot of people will come through and be like, I only do ebooks, so click. And I'm like, amazing. I love it. Please to enjoy however you do. or I only do audiobooks or whatever. All of that is valid. The scavenger hunt, like Dragon Con Awards, free. You do not have to pay anything. You don't have to buy books. You're going to do fun little tasks like maybe look scandalized at a particular cover,
Yep.
or maybe read a certain scene or pose with the book or whatever. So it's going to be super fun. We've got like 8 or 9 authors. I wrote them all down, but I think I threw that paper away. And so I will not tell you. You can come and find out. And it will be great. But now you know that Edie Skye will be involved and Marisa Wolf will be involved. We've got a cool mix of authors. It's gonna be super
fun. I think the task I assigned was like find one of my books and look scandalized next to it. And so since I'm not going to be there, I just mailed you, Marisa, all my prizes, but also I sent maybe 3 or 4 of my books in there that I've signed. And so obviously you find the Feral Ladies, find wherever the books are, take your picture. But I've also told you guys, like, I don't want these books back. Find someone to give them to. So catch them at the end of the Fantasy Gather, and maybe you can get yourself a free book signed by me.
Yes, come see me. 1, because I have a task, and I will also have Edie Skye's task. 2, I tell you this while basking in the glow of 3 Edie Skye covers. The boobs. This is the boob light for you right now.
Are they still reflected behind your head?
I hope so.
Yes.
Can you see them?
Yeah.
This just if people want to see. So I use my second monitor for extra light on podcasts. And so I didn't want to open like a Word document, see spoilers in case people like to look at reflections. So I opened my little snipping tool thing. And the last thing I snipped was this collage of these gorgeous booby books. Because I just was talking in my newsletter the other day about this cool box set that Edie Skye has going on, and maybe she'll tell you in a minute. But super fun. And so it popped up and I was like, Heather, I need you to know right now that I am basking in the light of your boob covers, and that's it. I'm leaving them forever. Look at them.
Perfect.
Go ahead and zoom in. You can also see my hoard over there.
Anyway, can I zoom in? I'm not even sure if I can. I'm trying. Let's see.
Oh, not you. I'm telling people who are watching it. I'm sure they can zoom in.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can zoom in personally.
No, that's right. It's probably for the best. But
yeah, I guess I probably should talk about my own stuff since it is my show. But anyway, so yeah, I just released. Let me see if I can find it in here. I've got so many books in here and everything is a mess. Oh, there we go. So speaking of boob covers, I just released the final book in the Monster Girl Tamer series, which is called I'm an Isekai Hero. Of course, I'm fighting a demon lord. And Monster Girl Tamer is basically a series about a chosen one who falls through a magic portal into a fantasy world. And his family... He's from a family of chosen ones. Someone every generation has to save the world, but they're not guaranteed to save the world. The only consistency between any of them is that they all have to gather a tactical harem that they will then use to team up and defeat whatever their big bad is. And Axel, the main character, bless him, he's never dated. He didn't know that he was going to have to gather a harem. He didn't know he was going to be the chosen one. And so he's never dated, and he falls into this fantasy world, and he finds that he's destined to collect monster girls. And these monster girls were once previously monsters. They've been transformed into monster girls by this mysterious being known as the Sexy Wizard. And so he's got a lot to deal with. But book 2 just came out. Book 1 is, of course, already available. But it is also an offshoot of my Monster Punk Horizon series, which is not a spicy series. But it's basically a love letter to Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Hunter, all those monster hunting, collecting things. And the box set, which is 3 books, is just 99 cents through the end of this month. And so you can find it on Amazon. And it's super fun. If you like really, really light, zany humor, like both of these series are absolutely unhinged. But Monster Punk Horizon is the clean-ish one, and then this one is the smutty one. So go check them out.
Yeah, and if you're at Dragon Con, come to me because I will have some of these books.
Yes.
USPS willing. And so you can win those. And also, so the scavenger hunt is free. But if you are one of the first people who buys this book from me, because it's not even out in the world until September 2nd, but I will have some at Dragon Con, and the missing volume, which is this amazing independent bookseller, will also have some at Dragon Con.
Nice.
So if you have it, or if you come buy it from me, I will have some booty on my table. Well, some boobies and some booty, but I will the boob light. And if you flip the right coin, you will get your own little hoard. So I'm not showing them yet, but they're over. Also, they're too far to reach, so they're over there. So I have little starts to the hoard with their own little dragons, and you can win your own, or you can win a signed booby book by the fabulous either H.P. Hollow or E.D. Sky.
Oh my gosh, I so regret that I'm not going to be a Dragon Con.
I know, it'd be so much fun.
One year I will make it, and then it will be even more chaotic.
Unhinged, and I cannot wait.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
I feel like that's the best descriptor for our little group. Well, we are just about to the top of the hour.
Crazy.
And so I'm going to start wrapping this up. But once again, if anybody has any questions for Marisa, pop them in the chat. We'll get to them. Marisa, other than Dragon Con, you got any other cons or signings or anything coming up?
Oh, so I do. Oh, shoot. So if you are in the New England area or the East Coast and like a fancier drive, September 7th and 14th, Casey Azell and I will be at Pandemonium Games and Books in Cambridge, Massachusetts. On the 7th, we will do such a fun author event, part of which you can win the opportunity to be part of a one-shot role-playing adventure DM'd by our DM from our Dungeons and Dragons group on the 14th. Which is going to be super fun. He was telling us a little bit about it at D&D last night. It was going to be a delight. October something, there's the Merrimack Valley Book Festival in Haverhill, Massachusetts. I will be there. Casey Azell will also be there. And our awesome friend Trisha Woldridge and a bunch of other authors. And then November 11th on Veterans Day, we are doing an event at the Silver Unicorn in Acton, Massachusetts. We're doing a Feral 4 Fantasy event. So it'll be an evening of just shenanigans and books and things. So
nice. Shenanigans and books are two of the best things in life.
Oh, and next year, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's this con called Liberty Con. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world. And the masters, plural, of ceremony.
Yeah, I guess I should probably mention that too.
Why don't you mention that? I'll be there. Who else will be there?
Right. So, Casey's in the chat says, we're going to miss you so much. And so, but that's a perfect segue into me talking about my con. So first off, yes, if you go to Liberty Con in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which I believe is already sold out, but there is a waiting list. Jacob and I are going to be the masters of ceremony. We have never been masters of ceremony at anything before. So it's going to be an adventure. But we are super looking forward to it. Liberty Con is one of our favorite cons that we try to hit every year. Seriously. And so if you want to see us, you can definitely see us there. But also, we have another con coming up in September. It is PCon in Fort Worth, Texas. And it has a loaded guest list, you guys. So first off, David Weber is the guest of honor alongside Sharon Rice Weber, his wife. Jacob is also a guest of honor. He was supposed to be a guest of honor last year, but wasn't able to make it because of illness. And so it was just me literary guest of honoring alone. There are other guests of honor too. But also, if you are a fan of the Edie Sky audiobooks, I had a funny story from last PCon where I was there just doing my stuff and I got a text from one of my audiobook narrators and he said, "Hey, can I swing by? I work right down the street." And so Daryl Mayfield, who does the male narrations for my audiobooks, swung by and I introduced him to everybody. And long story short, he's a special audiobook narrator guest. So if you have ever enjoyed Edie Sky anything, you should totally come to PCon because it's almost the whole Edie Sky crowd.
Oh my gosh. It's September 19th, right?
Starts September 19th. And I believe tickets are still available, but I think their hotel block is just about to sell out. So if you want to stay specifically in the PCon hotel block that, has nice discounts or whatever, go ahead and try to find it fast. I mean, of course, there's going to be other like regular price hotel rooms available, but if you want to help fill the con block, do that. And Casey says you're going to rock it. It's so much fun. Yeah, Casey has been giving me a master of ceremony advice.
I love it. She was an amazing mistress of ceremonies, not this year, but last year.
Yes. Amazing. And so I have very much enjoyed the communication we've had, and Daryl is amazing. We did a podcast with Daryl and Jess recently. I've been doing podcasts like crazy recently. Oh my gosh,
I don't know what you're talking about. Nah.
But all right, so that just about wraps us up. Marisa, is there any other stuff you'd like to tell us where we can find your books? Anything else? Also, I think they've been buried in new comments since then, so I'm going to put some new ones in the comments. But if you want to go buy a copy of A Plague of Magic or try to win a signed copy or get any Bane book, then I'm going to put those in the comments. But Marisa, if you have any other stuff you want to say, do that.
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
will.
well, you do links. Okay.
Yes, while
I will again talk. If you missed my story about the disappearing Fae jewelry shop, you should catch the beginning of this podcast. If you are like, I need more of Marisa Wolf shenanigans, go ahead to my website, which is either marisawolf.www.marisawolf.net or www.marisawolf.com, because I go both ways, like many of my characters, just, as a thing. And you can sign up for my newsletter. It only goes out once a month. I usually have a lot of gifts, GIFs. But if you want gifts with a T, there are 4 free short stories that go with that newsletter. So you can hang out there. All of my books with Bane are available anywhere books are sold. I say all, that's 2. And a couple of anthologies and counting. I will get to, like the fabulous Jacob Hollow, I will get to write with the incredible David Weber. So that is the next project on my list. So stay tuned for that. All of my books with Chris Kennedy Publishing, you can find on the River of Commerce. There are links on my website there also as well. I believe you can buy a fair amount of them from CKP if you are against the River of Commerce, which fair. And I think that's it. Come hang out on Instagram, where I'm learning how to do reels as an old lady. It's very exciting. So, and then come hang out. Yay, Linda. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
And I'm with you. Yay, dragons. Look, these are dragons.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see the dragon earrings.
These are new.
Those are cute.
My stepmom just got these for me.
I need to get my ears pierced so I can wear cool earrings. But
they have cool ass clip-ons.
Oh, I forgot clip-on earrings existed. This is how little I wear jewelry. I mean, I don't even have a wedding ring on right now, you guys.
All the rings on, because I'm talking to you about treasure, and I built a hoard, and you should come see it at Dragon Con.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Well, thank you, everybody in the chat. We had a really good chat tonight, really busy. So thank you for hanging out with us. And of course, Marisa, thank you for joining me. This was a whole lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and everybody else, of course. Go pre-order A Plague of Magic. It comes out in like 2 weeks, so you don't have to wait all that long. And you said there was a short story on the Bane website as well. So yeah, go look that up as well. Get your fix to tide you. Just read it a whole bunch. Read it over and over and over until the book releases. So yeah, it's super easy, super entertaining. Thank you again for joining us.